Well, we are really getting into the thick of it. I think at kickoff this Friday, we might have the chance for it to not be in triple digits outside with the heat. I mean, this just tells you it is football season. It's here. Welcome on into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins, and it's the best time of the year. I know you can't wait until it's not so hot on the sidelines. I definitely can't, but I think most of us are ready for that.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like football, like for me, I mean, I grew up in the Midwest. Like it's supposed to feel like fall, right? Like you kind of forget. Like if it wasn't for spice lattes at Starbucks, I'd be like, fall who? I mean, we don't really have that in Arizona. So I think once it cools down and we're getting later into the season, it's really going to feel like, okay, it's happening. We're in the middle of it. But speaking of in the middle of it, I'm not in the middle. I'm in last place. We're getting into quick picks here. Spurge, you've got the lead. You're 5-1 after going 2-1 last week. Coop, you also went 2-1. I only got one game last week, so I'm 3-3. So Spurge, you've got the spot right now, which means I'm going to put you on the spot. First matchup is Thunderbird at Apollo. Who are you picking?
Oh, this will be such a fun game. I mean, Apollo, we know the success they've had in recent years, but I'll keep it short and sweet. Thunderbird, if you look up and down the roster, 31 seniors. This is a group that has played together for a long time. They went 9-3 as freshmen, or 9-1. I know they had 9 wins. Correct me if I'm wrong on Twitter. 9-3, 9-1, whatever the record was. So this team has done a lot of winning. Last year they went deep into the playoffs, fell short. I expect them to be there at the end of the year and potentially playing at ASU for a championship. When you have that kind of magic, especially at that 4A level with that many seniors, things happen. And I really like what I see from this team. They've got a couple really good standout players. They know how to run the ball effectively. The offensive line is a bunch of dudes that just get after it. So go ahead and give me the Thunderbird Titans in this one, 31-21.
We have Thunderbird and Apollo. Thunderbird, tons of seniors. Apollo just graduated a ton of seniors. So it's kind of like two ends of the spectrum here. One team that's been together a while and one team that's kind of a little bit younger. I will say Apollo so far, I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, has had the tougher schedule. I mean, playing Sunny Slope is one of probably the tougher schools in their schedule this year. But you talked about it already. They've got some big impact guys for Thunderbird, big impact in running back Elijah Little. I know he's been really productive the first two games of the season, and they had massive shutout win in week one and won by a couple touchdowns in week two. I just can't pick against Thunderbird with a start like that, so I'm going to do the same. But I do think Apollo will kind of, give him a little bit of a test, so I'll make it high scoring. We'll go 31-26. All right, Coop, who you picking?
Well, it is the home opener for Apollo, and yes, they did get just absolutely waxed last week by Sunny Slope after beating a Sunny Side in Tucson in the opener. But I think you both have hit it the nail on the head. I mean, the Thunderbird, they run the ball extremely well. Elijah Little, as you pointed out, has been extremely productive the first couple of weeks. And I just think that Thunderbird will go in and being a home opener, you can imagine the emotions, the nerves are up there, and I think that Thunderbird can take advantage of some of those emotions there that tend to lead to mistakes sometimes. And give me Thunderbird. I think they'll win convincingly, 38-17.
All right, we're all in agreement so far. The next matchup is Mountain Point at Castile. I've already seen Mountain Point this season, and I'm just going to throw this out there. I think this is the best Mountain Point team that I've seen since I've started covering Arizona high school football. They've been starting quarterback Robert Knorr, and he had a really good start of the season. And he had a good, tough game against Catholic. I know they lost, but still was a good showing. This is going to get interesting though, because they're going to have a new quarterback coming in from California, Michael Tollefson. Hopefully, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. He's committed to ASU. The thing is, but that's going to be a tough transition. I mean, you've got a brand new quarterback. He's got to come in and lead right off the bat. That is pretty tough, and they've been doing well with the QB they have. I guess there's a 10-day heat acclimation period. I need that 10-day heat acclimation period myself. I can understand why that's there, but I think that's going to be the tough part for Mountain Point. They're going to have to figure it out with a new guy. Castile, on the other hand, they just played Queen Creek. They lost in a close game, 39-38. They've got a ton of major athletes. Mason Lewis is one that comes to mind. He had 3 touchdowns and 9 tackles in the last game. And I think it's going to be tough. I do think, despite the change, Mountain Point, their defense is absolutely incredible this season. I think they're going to edge out Castile in this one. Probably 21-14 is going to be my guess here. All right, Coop, who are you picking?
Well, like you said, there is a definite quarterback controversy brewing in Pride country. And look, I've never seen Michael Tollefson play. I do know he's an ASU commit, a 4-star type player. So I'm anxious to watch him play. But there is no quarterback controversy at Castile. Paul Palmer is the guy. And as you mentioned, I mean, him and Mason Lewis, I mean, sometimes it looks like Montana to Rice, you know, I mean, they click. So give me the Castile Colts in this one, 35-30.
I was impressed by what I saw looking at the game against Queen Creek, having that fight in them continually. I think in the final 2.5 minutes, there was like 4 touchdowns between the two of them, and Queen Creek just outlasted them. Had Castile gotten the ball back one more time, they probably would have found a way to win the game too. So I'm going to bet on Bobby Newcomb and his team, you know, Mountain Point. I like what I've seen. But I do know some coaches on the Cathedral Catholic staff in San Diego, and that is a very big team, a lot of 300-pounders on the line. And I do think that they knew going in Mountain Point was undersized compared to them. Now, Castile is not as big as Cathedral Catholic on the lines, but they've got some dudes up there up front, and I think they might just be a little bit more physical this year. So give me the Colts in this one. I'm going to say 28-27.
The last matchup, Queen Creek at Perry. Coop, I'll let you start us off.
Queen Creek is always a physical team. I mean, Tate Reynolds, he's their quarterback. I mean, he could very well be playing linebacker. I mean, he's just a tough-nosed guy. But I do like the way Cale Snyder, you know, throws the ball over there at Perry. I mean, he's just a tough guy to defend. I think they throw the ball very well. I'm gonna take Perry at home in a close one, 31-30. I mean, that's what I think of this matchup. I think it's extremely close. So, but I'm gonna take the home team, Perry.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be close. You know, with Queen Creek the last couple of years, this is a very physical team. They hang close in a lot of games. It's hard to blow them out, but the offense was always kind of lacking. This year, I do think they have figured that out, and I think they're going to be a real threat in the 6A, and I think there's, you know, potential for them to be in open conversations as that 7th or 8th team. I don't know if they quite have enough to get there. They are going to play a brutal schedule, but they're a team worthy of that conversation. But you touched on it, Coop. I mean, Cale Snyder, he looks like a real deal. You know, sometimes you get these sophomores in here at quarterback and they kind of shock everybody with how good they are so early. And I think his NFL pedigree is something that he's living up to already. And I like what Coach Ortiz has done rebuilding this program the last couple of years. He's done a very good job taking over this Perry program. And honestly, if Queen Creek was at home, I would probably pick them. But Perry's at home, and I'm going to ride with the Pumas in this one, 24-21.
There's a lot to talk about when it comes to Cale Snyder. He is so impressive as a sophomore, and their offense has it all figured out already, which is really, really remarkable for such a young quarterback to come in and immediately make an impact. On the other side of things, their defense is also doing fantastic. I think they had several sacks in week 1. That game was kind of a blur because everything was happening so fast, not going to lie. You know, Spurge, I've got to agree with you. Queen Creek is a school that's hard to, over the years, vote against. I think oftentimes when we've done quick picks and they're in the mix, a lot of times we are leaning that direction. I just can't right now, only because of what I've seen from Perry. So I'm going to make this one close as well. We might be flipping the script if it was reversed and Queen Creek was at home, but I'll go 21-20 in this matchup as well. And that does it for our 3rd week of quick picks.
Please hold while we connect you.
Hey, what's going on?
I can't get anyone on the phone at my bank, and they don't have any branches nearby.
I think your bank has you between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, Granite! Does your bank do this to you?
No. Desert Financial's top-rated mobile app makes you feel like a rock star. They have over 50 locations and treat you like a VIP when you go.
That sounds a lot better than this tight squeeze.
Join today at desertfinancial.com/yourway.
Hi, I'm Jody Jackson. I spend a lot of time on the baseball diamonds, but my favorite diamonds are right here at E.D. Marshall Jewelers. They have the largest selection of beautiful diamonds in every size, shape, color, and price. Hit a home run this season with the perfect engagement ring. Come on, fellas, get off the bench and visit E.D. Marshall Jewelers at Scottsdale Road and Shea Boulevard. Since 1971, E.D. Marshall Jewelers. Best quality, best selection, and best price.
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovey's Santan Ford in Gilbert. We are Santan Ford.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria. New York-style pizza. Oh, man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I needed one of the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside the video gamer Jordan Spurgeon. We're going to see that side of you today, which I know you've been hitting the sticks. I think that's what they call it. I know nothing about video games, so I'm trying my best here. But you've been playing some college football yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, why not? The game's out this year. It's been a long time. You know, I grew up playing it a little bit, and it's been fun. There's a lot of Arizona prep stars that are killing it that we're seeing in live games. The first 2 weeks of college football have been crushing it. So one of the teams I decided to rebuild or try to win a championship with was Washington with Demond Williams and Adam Muhammad. So they're off to a good start this season. They've both gotten to touch the field a little bit, but in the video game world, they sat in year 1, but then after that, we did try to win some championships. So here's more on what it could look like for Demond Williams and Adam Muhammad at UW. Welcome back to another College Football 25 Dynasty rebuild with former Arizona prep stars. This time, we're off to the Big Ten with the Washington Huskies. Former Basha quarterback Demond Williams Jr. is looking to lead the charge for a team with national championship expectations. Apollo alum Adam Muhammad is going to make an impact, and former Horizon kicker Grady Gross makes some important kicks early in the rebuild before he graduates. It's go! We're starting in 2025 after Williams and Muhammad sat all of 2024. The biggest win of the year came against 5th-ranked Oregon with Williams and Muhammad torching the Ducks. The Huskies made it to the Big Ten title game against Penn State. In a hard-fought contest, Washington loses the Big Ten title in the final minute. But a berth in the CFP still happens as the 5 seed against UAB, with Washington winning 35-21.
Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. At the 10. Touchdown,
Washington.
Next up is Liberty. After a few rough drives, Williams found his team trailing 28-17, but the fight wasn't over.
Pass caught. Can he get in?
Trailing 31-29 with 30 seconds left, magic needed to happen, but a pick seals the deal and the Huskies' season is over. Junior year for DeMond and redshirt sophomore year for Muhammad means this duo is ready to show how explosive they are on a national scale. The Huskies lost only one game all year with big wins over Notre Dame, Oregon,
at the 20, past the 10,
and USC. The Big Ten championship came down to a matchup with number 1 Michigan State. Williams wasn't fazed at all, lighting up the scoreboard in a 17-10 win, securing a first-round bye in the CFP. The CFP road included wins over BYU and Baylor before a rematch with Oregon in the national championship. Adam Muhammad stole the show with over 100 yards rushing.
One back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. Breaks clear, aiming for the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
He also added a receiving touchdown, and Williams scored on the ground too as the Huskies win the title 21-9. Since the recruiting class was loaded again, including the best transfer in the class, wide receiver George Elmer, the Huskies were primed to go back-to-back. I couldn't pass up an opportunity to try to make it happen. However, in Game 1 during the sim, DeMond Williams broke his toe and had to miss 5 weeks. Despite that, the defense carried this team to a 5-0 record in that span. Once Williams returned, he was lights out, finishing the regular season with 20 touchdowns and no picks. This time, the Big Ten title came down to a matchup with Michigan. In a 17-17 game with less than a minute left, Williams drove his offense downfield for the game-winning field goal.
It's good!
Once again, UW gets a bye in the CFP. They took down Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl, then beat Toledo in the semifinals. The Natty was a rematch against Michigan, so 2 years of a Big Ten national title game. The go-ahead touchdown came on a pass from Williams to Muhammad.
Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. Touchdown, Huskies. They will claim the second half lead.
The Huskies, with 2 Arizona prep stars, win back-to-back Natties. DeMond is one of the greatest prep quarterbacks I've ever seen play with my own eyes. I wouldn't be shocked to see him and Muhammad have similar success in real life. In this dynasty, he ended up drafted in the 7th round.
Good stuff, Spurge. I actually was able to follow along with that. I usually get dizzy from video games, but this seems pretty realistic. So at least that's working. And speaking of realistic, how much do you think this simulation is really working out in real life?
You know, winning 2 championships with DeMond Williams as the quarterback, I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility, but that would be a remarkable turnaround for UW. But, you know, I know they've quote-unquote fallen off a little bit, supposedly, with people. I'm just saying DeMond Williams is the best high school football quarterback I've ever seen, right alongside Devin Dampier. I'd even throw Wyatt Horton's name in the mix now. He's going to be in that sort of conversation by the end of the year. So for him to lead a program like that in the Big Ten, you know what? I would not be surprised if he goes home and brings a national championship to them within the next 3 or 4 years. So I think it's somewhat realistic. I think it could happen.
Hey, well, we're bringing it back to the real world when we come back. Eliav Gabay will have Social Spotlight segment when we return.
Hey, what you working on?
I'm trying to find a bank I can feel good about.
Kinda looks like you're doing rocket surgery.
Yeah, they have all kinds of requirements and don't give anything back to their customers. It's really hard. Oh!
You know, when you join Desert Financial, you get a rewards program that offers a cashback bonus, and there's no hidden fees with your free checking. It's really easy.
Nice. I think I'm gonna need that bonus.
Join today at desertfinancial.com/betterbanking.
Make a splash this summer with incredible offers on your new 2024 Volkswagen from Bird's Volkswagen. Get the hottest deals of the season, like 0% financing up to 60 months or $2,500 customer cash back. It's the summer sale splash. Trade in and trade up and drive a new 2024 Jetta model as low as $22,495 or a 2024 Volkswagen Taos for only $23,995. Hurry into Bird's Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club, and birdsvw.com.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
bust a move, bust a move, bust a move.
Hi, I'm Jody Jackson. I spend a lot of time on the baseball diamonds, but my favorite diamonds are right here at E.D. Marshall Jewelers. They have the largest selection of beautiful diamonds in every size, shape, color, and price. Hit a home run this season with the perfect engagement ring. Come on, fellas, get off the bench and visit E.D. Marshall Jewelers at Scottsdale Road and Shea Boulevard. Since 1971, E.D. Marshall Jewelers, best quality, best selection, and best price.
Well, we could never end Bleacher Talk in season without social spotlight. So welcome back, Jordan Spurgeon, Claudia Collins, and of course, our man, Eliav Goodbye, all over the high school football scene, doing his dances, doing everything as per usual. But Eliav, this past week, there were so many cool plays. So I know we don't normally do top plays, but it sounds like we are just going highlight heavy today, huh?
Oh, we are highlight heavy. Shout out to all the high schoolers making the big plays, giving us a chance to see some big time talent. And we're starting with our guy, Zach Alvira. He was at Brophy, and I agree with him. I don't think I would try to run Bastian Vanden Bosch's way either. Come on, backfield tackle. I mean, was anyone even there? He was all over it, Claudia.
Yeah, Bastian is someone that was put on my radar very early when I started doing the recruiting roundup as someone, you've got to follow him. And you can see why right here. I mean, he's an absolute playmaker and will just always find a way. And that was an impressive game for him too. If you look at his stats, he had 4 tackles, 3.5 for loss, 3 sacks, 2 hurries, and a fumble recovery. So yeah, he's kind of the man.
Well, I guess numbers don't lie either, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Now, in this next one, we know Saguaro maybe won't be the team that people are used to seeing this year, but it's okay. Sometimes you just need to rebuild, and I know Darius Kelly is doing a good job with those guys over there. We're talking about a freshman quarterback here. Zealand Danielson, a connection to sophomore receiver Aiden Whitaker. We love the underclassmen highlights. Check this out. Bat snap. He throws it off 1 foot. It gets deflected, bobbled, and he somehow caught it in the end zone. Whitaker making the corral, but still Danielson getting that ball off in general is tough enough. Spurge, what a play here.
I mean, great play. That's something you can't coach. That's just him using athleticism and making things happen. So like you said with Saguaro, yes, they're not the team we're used to seeing. You know what? Darius Kelly's taking the right approach. If you got to play a lot of young guys with everybody transferring out and develop them and get them into your system early, why not? We've seen so many quarterbacks that as they become a 3rd or 4th year starter, they become the top guys in the state. So definitely watch out for him. And, we'll check back in throughout the season and in the years to come, because I expect big things still.
So these next 2, it's drama at the goal line. Queen Creek getting it done behind Lucas George's game-winning tutty. Sometimes you just need to take care of business at the goal line, Claudia, even though we might see the reverse in this next tweet after this.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Hey, I feel like for George, this is exactly the goal line drama you want. Probably the same that everybody wants, but absolutely. I feel like this is just kind of a peek at what we were talking about earlier in quick picks. It's just hard to make picks this time of year when we're talking about teams that are doing this well. So he's definitely another guy on my radar, someone to watch.
Now, this last one, shout out to Joe McHugh for putting this up on X. Now, he's right about this. A game of inches, and it's no closer than this right here, Spurge. How about the goal line stop with the DB coming from nowhere to save it? Wow. I mean, heartbreaking and heroic, Spurge, right there.
Yeah, I mean, we see it at the goal line. Sometimes the offense wins, sometimes the defense wins. And for Desert Edge, it's just heartbreak there. Notre Dame Prep, that's a huge win beating Desert Edge. But Elijah Sherman-Fox, I've been very impressed with his athleticism. He can make things happen. I know people might be down on Desert Edge with 2 losses, but they lost to Liberty and a Notre Dame Prep team that has one of the best players in the state in Cooper Perry and a new quarterback that he's very excited with and has put in a lot of work with, and a defense that has guys all over. So Desert Edge, yeah, maybe they've come down a little bit from where they were last year, but they're still gonna be right in the thick of things. Elijah Sherman-Fox is gonna lead the charge, but yeah, that is a tough break in that one to be there and just fall short. Great shot by Joe too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it's early in the season, but if this is any indication of the plays we're about to get this year, I'm ready, folks. I'm ready. That's all we got.
Eliav, thanks again for another awesome social spotlight segment and for scouring the internet to find the best of the best. You happen to do it every week, and we don't know how you do, but we're impressed. There's a lot out there. Hey, well, thank you for joining us for Bleacher Talk. We will see you next week.
Please hold while we connect you.
Hey, what's going on? I can't get anyone on the phone at my bank, and they don't have any branches nearby.
I think your bank has you between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, Granite! Does your bank do this to you?
No. Desert Financial's top-rated mobile app makes you feel like a rock star. They have over 50 locations and treat you like a VIP when you go.
That sounds a lot better than this tight squeeze.
Join today at desertfinancial.com/yourway.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program. They can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
This is a Santan Ford announcement. Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hovey's Santan Ford in Gilbert.
We are Santan Ford.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria. New York-style pizza. Oh, man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.